Are there typical mistakes that Germans make in English? Yes. Find out more in today's video. Hey Rabbits, it's Trixie, and thankfully there are a lot of nice people out there who keep reminding me that my English sucks.
Your German accent is horrible. My ears are bleeding. I'm gonna send you the bill from my doctor. Oh, you mentioned in the beginning that you're German, but seriously, I just needed to listen to you for 10 seconds, 5 seconds, and there are so many Germanisms that this information is obvious.
And I'm fine with comments like these. You're partly right, I would say. English is a foreign language to me, and of course I'm far from being fluent. Everyone speaking a foreign language makes mistakes, but there are some mistakes that are common for a certain nationality, such as Germans. This happens because everyone has a native language, and sometimes by translating something from this native language into a foreign language, the native language doesn't completely drop off. This is why sometimes when I speak English, some Germanisms sneak into the conversation. In Germany, when someone speaks English, including a lot of Germanisms, we call it Denglisch, like a mix of Deutsch and English. It would be something like Denglish or Engman. I like Engman in English. But today's video is not going to deal with the obvious things, like saying my English is not the yellow of the egg. It's going to be more about the slight mistakes that identify a speaker as a German. And since I think that this is a pretty interesting topic to talk about, I will today present to you what I do wrong in English, most likely because I'm German. Things that Germans do wrong in English. But of course, this doesn't apply to each and every single German person. It's basically mistakes that I make, but I think they are caused because of German being my mother tongue and my cultural environment. It really wrecks my nerves that I always have to apologize beforehand and warn people about stuff that should be obvious. I should maybe make a song about this and just implement it into each and every single video.
Please don't be offended. This is just a little fun video.
Alright, sorry, after explaining shit and singing, let's start with the video now. First thing I want to talk about to make something on or off. In German you say anmachen or ausmachen when you want to switch on or off technical devices. So for example, das Licht anmachen means to turn on the lights and das Licht ausmachen means to turn off the lights. The same applies to the TV, the radio, the dishwasher, you get the point. For this reason, I've heard something like, oh, can someone please make the music off? Or, it's getting dark outside already, can you make the lights on? Especially when you are a beginner in English, this can happen so easily. When a friend of mine found out that she was pregnant, she was trying to tell Eric about it. You know, all excited, and that's what she said. Eric, we have amazing news. Nick and I are getting a baby. And Eric was like, You're getting a baby? From where? Are you adopting? Of course, the problem was that in German, having a baby means ein Baby bekommen, to get a baby. And she just directly translated that. So yeah, this was a pretty funny confusion. Let's talk about school now. And let's assume that you are a student and there is a really important test coming up soon. In this situation, you may find a German telling you, sorry, I cannot come with you today. We are writing an exam tomorrow and I have to learn for the test. Did you spot the mistakes? To write an exam and to learn for the test. Typical Germanisms. While you would say to take an exam and to study for a test in English, in German you would say für einen Test lernen und eine Arbeit schreiben. Frankly, I have made this mistake countless times already. Second school topic, to give a speech. A German will most likely not call it to give a speech, but to hold a speech, because it is ein Referat oder eine Rede halten in German. If you accompany your German friend to a doctor, don't be surprised if he tells you afterwards that the doctor has given him a recipe. This doesn't mean that he's going to prepare dinner today. In German, the prescription that you get from your doctor is called das Rezept, which is also a recipe, you know, the recipe that you need when you're cooking a really awesome meal. Something that I've caught myself saying many times, and it's completely wrong, is, oh, I totally oversaw that. But of course, when I say this, I don't mean that I have been an overseer taking care of people. No, what I mean is that I missed something, I failed to see something, because in German, to miss something that you just don't see is called etwas übersehen. Oh, and another one that I always do wrong is saying the mosquito has stung me. Because in German, mosquitoes don't bite, they sting. And a mosquito bite is also not referred to as a Mückenbiss, but a Mückenstich. The next point on my list is something that I'm doing wrong all the time and that I've heard others doing wrong many, many times as well. The difference between funny and fun, referring to an activity or a person. In German, funny means lustig, but lustig can also mean that you had fun, which is also referred to as Spaß haben. However, in English, these things may appear similar, but they are not the same at all. So Germans may say something like, "Oh, Peter, yes, he's a really funny person." What they most likely intend to say is that Peter is a cool person, that it's fun to be with. But saying that he's a funny person means that he always tells jokes and makes others laugh, which may be the truth, but it's not exactly the same thing. I'll give you another example. Let's say you're visiting an amusement park and you've just been on the roller coaster and it was awesome. And of course, what you want to tell your friends still waiting in the line is, "Wow, this ride was fun!" Because, you made a great experience. It was exciting, it was cool, but not particularly funny. You weren't sitting up there in the roller coaster, staring into the deep, telling each other's jokes and giggle and chuckle, right? A German, however, may say something like, "Wow, awesome, that was funny, let's do that again." So yeah, fun, funny, not the same. Another expression that I cannot manage to do right is to boil water. In German, to boil water is called Wasser kochen. So I always say to cook water. And something similar happens when I'm talking about traffic. Eric and I were about to cross a road, and then I said, "No, I'm not sure if the car is gonna hold." Because there was a car approaching from the right side, and I was not sure whether the car would stop for us. But I said hold because in German it's ein Auto anhalten. A lot of confusion is going on amongst Germans about whether to use to do or to make something. In German, you, for example, say, "Ich mache meine Hausaufgaben." I make my homework. And of course, it happens really easily that you also say, "I make my homework" in English. Germans make so many things. We make experiments. We make the laundry. We make breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We can even make babies. We make the housekeeping. We make a bow. And then, of course, it's needless to say that we sometimes take the make with us into the English language. Yeah, it sometimes works because to make is also a common verb in English, but sometimes we also fail and create cute little Germanisms. I kept my favorite thing for last because I think it's pretty funny. Germans, including me, love to say, "Do you know what's on the back side of the mall?" I've totally messed up the test today. I haven't seen that there are tasks on the back side of the sheet as well. Exactly, instead of just saying the back of the mall or the back of the sheet of paper, we may say the back side, which is interesting because backside may mean the butt in English. So using this Germanism, Germans are actually saying, "Hey, do you know what's there on the ass of the building?" Oh, I messed up the test today. I didn't see that there was something on the sheet's butt. Dear native English speakers, is that what it sounds to you when a German says backside? Alright, rabbits, I hope you had a ton of fun with this video today. Please leave a thumbs up if you liked the video and feel free to share your opinion in the comments below. Now, if you're like, "Yay, this was an entertaining video, I wish there was more content of Don't Trust the Rabbit," then there is another video that you may like. Just subscribe to the channel to keep up with my work. You can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And if you want to support me even more, you could also become my patron. You can find a link to my Patreon page right here or in the info box. Now I wish you all a very, very, very beautiful day. I really hope that we're going to see each other in my next video. And until then, bye! You're still here. You're still here. Why are you still here? Wanna see me wife more? Wife. right hand, left hand, right hand, left hand, whoosh, 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 right hand, right,